lunch today. We saw two restaurants, we were deciding which one to go to, and we ended up going to the one that was slightly further down the road. And it ends up that it's a Korean restaurant that's run by a lady from Korea who apparently is preparing to make a minshuku, which is kind of like a B&B, a bed and breakfast type of thing. So she's preparing this building we're in to be a minshuku, and out of the blue she just suddenly invited us to stay here. So we are going to stay here for the night for free instead of going camping. And one cool thing about this place is that the woman's husband was designated the I guess the station master for a station that's also next door. It's for a Nishin station.
Every day like this.
Every day?
Yeah. Oh.
What? Oh, the flowers.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, did it fall?
No. Maybe yeah.
Somebody took it?
Took it, yeah.
People do that?
Sometimes.
Oh.
No problem.
Okay.
If somebody likes flowers, then okay. I want to be the manager of this station because nobody is there.
Yeah. So you asked JR if you could do it?
Gave me the authority manage. Yeah.
I didn't know that you could do that. You have a big time left, right?
Too much food.
Too much food?
Yeah, it's like we ate dinner. I'm like, here, eat more.
Starting the Shinmei Line this morning. It actually lasted until 1995, whereas most of the lines were shut down following the privatization of JNR in 1988. We are now here at Nayoro Station, and Nayoro is actually the beginning of our next line, which is the Shinmei Line. The Shinmei Line, it was a 121.8 kilometer line that ran from Nayoro down south to Fukagawa. From here it heads west around Shimarinai Lake, which is actually the largest artificial lake in Japan. Then it heads south down to Fukagawa. And one of the interesting things about this line is that it was one of the latest to be closed in Hokkaido. That it was only closed in 1995. And this is where we begin our journey. Nishin Nayoro would have been about right here in this rice field behind me. So there's absolutely nothing left whatsoever. It is now a field. We've come a bit since Nishin Nayoro, and we have arrived at the next station, which is Teshio Yayoi. See that black and yellow pole? That is where Teshio Yayoi used to be. Now it is, well, a black and yellow pole behind someone's house. It is completely and utterly gone, but at least there's a pole here to tell you that's something worth having a pole for. Used to be here. Actually, from here, the line, it extends northwest, leaves the road that we're on, it goes through the mountains, so there's no roads that are near it, so we're going to actually leave the track, and the track will run about 30-40 kilometers around Lake Shimarinai, and we'll meet back up with it on the southern end. So for the next 40K or so, it's just going to be enjoying the mountain riding, and I hope the lake has a really good view, and we'll get there.
Put on your pants,
We've come around the southeastern edge of Lake Shimarinai, and now we're finally meeting back up with it. So we bypassed about 30-40 kilometers of track. Here is where Shimarinai Station used to be. It's actually pretty nice. There's a nice bus station, looks kind of like a church. And they actually have a little memorial, a bit of track, some the rock ballast still left, and they even have the sign up from the station. There's a bridge that used to go over that river. Over there is a soba restaurant where we were planning on eating lunch, but unfortunately it's closed on Monday, and today happens to be a Monday, so no soba today. Not very far from the soba restaurant is Soyushinai Station. This is the actual station building, it still remains. Stations still have actual buildings that exist. It looks like it's currently being used as a possibly a community storehouse of some sort. There's a bunch of stuff stored inside. The track is completely gone, you can't really see where it went. However, the stone platform, is still there, so that's nice. You can go out on that. Up next, we're gonna keep going south. Is this the most tan you've ever been?
No.
No, yeah, when you were a kid.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to go swimming all the time.
Back when you used to actually do things. Now you're actually doing things again. Does that make you feel intelligent?
It makes me feel disgusting.
This used to be Seiwa Station. Apparently they are supposed to be a soba restaurant, but only in the summer months. Although from looking at the door, it says that it's closed for winter. And it's quite obviously not winter. It's actually kind of hot today. From the looks of it, this place looks like it's closed. The abandoned station is now an abandoned restaurant. If you go a bit past Seiwa, you'll see a sign saying that in 300 meters, there's actually one of the bridges for the Shinmei Line. Nice green bridge. This bridge actually looks like it's somewhat maintained. It's actually in pretty decent condition, I'd say. We have arrived in Hokkaido and are at the halfway point of the Shinmei Line. Yesterday, I also found Kami Hokkaido, which was not actually even a station, it was a temporary platform. Although they at least kept the rail in front of it as a memento, and it still had its sign too. You know how we were a few K from the city?
Yeah.
Like about 3 or 4K? And how we were the only people who camped here last night?
Yeah.
Last night, both your shoes used to be next to the tent, but now one of your shoes is about 2 meters from the tent.
Yeah.
Probably a tanuki or a
Fox.
Or a fox. We have arrived here at Hokkaido Station. The building itself is used for 5 years following the shutting down of the line, except that unfortunately the building burnt down in 2000, so it was used as a community center, but now it just has this nice monument and the track, so I guess it looks like they keep this maintained. That's nice.
なぜか高止まり局に
なんで郵便局で？
わかんないですけど、一応駅のこういうのがあるんで、もしよかったら。
ありがとう。I asked the guy for directions and he said he doesn't quite know where it is. Although one cool thing was that he told me to wait for a bit and then he ran it back and then he came back out and he had the station nameplate. So it's been just sitting in the back of the post office for 21 years. I guess I picked a good place to stop and ask for directions.
I think I picked a good place for you to stop.
Well, stopped the post offices before. This lady was getting into her truck and I said hi to her, but then I figured I might as well ask for directions. So I asked her for directions and she's like, you know, actually, we have a museum for the Shinmei Line. There's a museum here in Takodamari. And
She's like, I can open it for you.
yeah,
if you
she's like,
want.
yeah, you know, I can unlock the door for you and let you in if you want. People don't really come here, which is why it's closed.
Aw,
She's probably pretty happy that someone even came.
yeah. I'm assuming nobody really knows about it.
Yeah, people don't really know about this. And they even have signs up on the wall that explain the history of the line. The fully completed Shinmei Line, connecting Fukagawa to Nayoro, was opened in 1941 and quickly became indispensable to the lives of local residents. The Shinmei Line originally ran 3 round trips per day, with each train hauling a mixed load of passengers and freight, pulled by a steam locomotive. Loading and unloading freight at the main stations often took much time, so on August 10th, 1955, rail buses for dedicated passenger service operations were introduced. With the introduction of the rail bus service, 6 new platforms were established. Freight levels on the Shinmei Line quickly shot up as it transported lumber and farming materials needed to sustain the local residents. However, during the 1950s, with the decreasing amount of lumber along the line and truck transport becoming more popular, freight transport levels began to drop. Rural depopulation and rapid adoption of the automobile in the 1960s led to passenger numbers also dropping. In 1958, old-style 0 Series diesel multiple units, or DMUs, replaced the rail bus passenger service. However, during periods of heavy snow, the DMUs weren't strong enough to break through the snow at Takodamari Pass, so trains would have to return to Takodamari Station and wait for assistance from a snowplow train. This occurred multiple times every winter, and it was common for trains to return all the way back to the beginning of the line in Fukagawa and have the passengers spend the night at an inn. On April 19, 1966, new diesel hydraulic engines were introduced, and residents gathered at Hokkaido Station to say goodbye to the old-style 0 Series DMUs with which they had enjoyed and suffered with for 7 years. On that day, the final DMU was decorated and "Goodbye everyone" written on the front of the train. It was driven away to Hokkaido Junior High School brass band's rendition of Auld Lang Syne. Steam locomotives were used to pull both freight and towed passenger cars until December of 1974, after which diesel locomotives were put into operation for freight services only. In 1987, Japan National Railways was privatized, and Japan Railways Hokkaido took over operations in Hokkaido. In the following year, nearly all stations became unmanned. 1990 saw the closure of 5 stops along the line, and in 1995, the 71-year history of the Shinmei Line came to a close with the shutting down of the full line. Not that far from the museum for the Shinmei Line, we come across the location of the former Takodomari station. Here's the back of the station. And come on down. There's a platform. That is Takodomari. It is currently being used as a storehouse, I assume by local farmers. There's a local farmer. Shortly after Takodomari was Shimo Horonari, and which is gone now, it's just a field. However, if you keep going about a kilometer further, you will come across Horonari, which is now this rusted out machine shop storage shed. So right now it's just being used as a machine shop, and it's just in very bad condition. Cow crossing, be careful. Are you watching out for cows, Beth? Mm-hmm. How many have you seen?
In the road?
Yep.
0.
0? You must not be watching out enough then.
I saw a deer.
You saw a deer? Oh yeah, we haven't seen deer signs. I have yet to see a deer. I didn't think that deers actually existed until Beth proved me wrong. I'm in Uma right now. And because Uma was, well, there's nothing left of it now. It was completely gotten rid of, the station that is. So I didn't really think that I'd be able to find it just because I have nothing to go off of. However, as I was going down the road, I noticed this old sign behind me. It actually still has the train line on it and all the stops labeled, and it tells me where I am. And it ends up that the sign happens to be placed right where Uma used to be. So this is it. This is our next stop, is Uma. So thank you, sign. You, I guess, helped me find a station I thought that I wouldn't be able to find. So we are where the Taroshi Tunnel should be. However, with all this foliage, we can't really see anything. So the train would have run somewhere over there. You can go.
No, I can't.
Why not?
Until they go away. They take breaks.
It's downhill.
See? They took a break.
All right, gotta go now.
I know. Stop talking to me.
They're following you.
It is?
All of them.
Seriously?
In the prefecture.
Shut up.
We have arrived at Fukagawa Station, which is our final station on the Shinmei Line. We went from Nayoro up in the north, and we followed 121.8 kilometers of track all the way down here to Fukagawa. Actually, when the Shinmei Line first opened, the section from Fukagawa up north, it's a little bit up north to Taroshi, was the first section that opened in 1924. So even though this is our final station, this was actually the first station on the Shinmei Line. So there you have it. That first section opened up in 1924. The line itself was shut down in 1995. So all of that, you know, what is that, 71 years of history, it began and ended here. That's it, 121.8K. And well, this station is still open and running because it's a station on the Hakodate main line, which runs like way from southwest in Hokkaido, southwest of here, and then keeps on going up to the northeast area. So this is the end of our third line journey. So the Shinmei Line is now finished. It didn't go. You can see most of the old track from the highway and the bridges, which are the main staple of the Shihola line. Train needs to go to the platform. There we go. This is the ticket we bought for today. We're going to be going all the way to Otaru.
I love you. Oh, you're giving me love bites.
Do you like the Temiya line?
I like the cap. The Temiya line led to good things.
Like the beginning of Rail in Hokkaido?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what you meant.
Uh-huh.
It's a fresh Seiko Mart sandwich.